is something we all are paying, whether we like it or not. So that's why they said there are two things in life which is, you can't avoid it, tax and debt, and that's very true. So, but I remember 20 years ago, first time when I've heard that a Kerry Packer just paid less than a couple of $100 in tax, and he is, for those who don't know, he was the owner of Channel 9 in Australia. So, and he paid it, and everything was legal. So that really made me thinking, wow, this is possible. That to not pay tax, make that much, millions and millions of dollars of money as an income, but not to pay that much tax. And it was all done legally. So in my tax course, this is not about avoiding tax. Just let me get this right. This is about you getting the education that you need to have in order to find out what is the tax is all about. I'm not expecting you to become the tax expert or become an accountant. And please just understand, with no means we're just trying to replace your accountant. Accountant, you must always consult them and then ask them smart question. But for you to understand your tax, that's something that's going to help you in a different area. It's not just about doing your tax. If you think by giving your accountant to do your tax and giving the responsibility off your shoulder and transfer it to someone else, you are wrong. At the end of the day, you are responsible for your tax because you are signing that piece of paper. I had a client recently, and when we were looking at his tax return, it was funny. He said he's got 2 kids, but I know in his Medicare he's got 1 child, and I know that family very well, and they have only 1 child. But in tax return, he said he's got 2. And I asked him, is there something that I don't know? Please don't think that I'm just trying to be nosy, but what happened here? So I know you have 1 child, but in your tax return it says you've got 2. And obviously he didn't know what happened, and he spoke to his accountant and said, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. Imagine, as simple as that. And of course, accountant, they are human too, everybody make a mistake. But something this obvious, if he was getting audited, because that number of dependent children is going to affect his tax offset and tax return. In the eyes of the taxman, he'll see it as a fraud, that somebody was trying to cheat the system. So these are very, very small things that everybody needs to learn and know how even to look at their own tax return. I had a client, this guy is a medical profession, and he's working for a hospital for more than 10 years. And then a couple of years ago, he decided that, well, I'm going to work in a private hospital and start my own business. I'm paying so much money in tax, and if I start my own business, I can do a better job and, of course, save more money. And guess what? Every quarter he rings me and says, my accountant said I have to pay this much tax. I don't know why I have to pay this much. I started my company, so then I don't have to pay as much tax. You see the concept? So unfortunately, to me, this is the problem of our education system, that people finish high school, finish even high degrees in university, but they don't even know how to do their own tax or how to look at it and make sense of it. So in our tax course, we just try to teach you this concept. So even if you've done your tax, this is still very beneficial for you to go and do it and just see how is the concept. Because through this tax course, which we have divided to 3 modules. One is for PAYGs, for those who are working for someone and getting pay slip. And one module is if you have investment property. And another module is for those who are running a business, such as a sole trader or a partnership. So you look at it as a different way of how to do your tax, what to look in there for your tax. And it's not just about tax, it's about learning the business tips and skills of how to do it. Or next time when you want to go buy something in advance, you think about it, is it going to help my tax or not? Rather than go and buying it, and when it comes to tax, your accountant said, no, you cannot claim it. I'll give you another example. A client recently contacted me and he said he was being offered a job which is a very good income of $400,000 a year, and but as a contractor. But he currently works for a similar company and with a competition, and he's earning about $250,000 a year. Of course, in the surface, you'll think that 400,000 is higher than 250,000. Why not? So this is no-brainer. But actually, when we went through that exercise, which is all of it is in the tax course, he figured out this was actually, he was exactly getting almost the same amount. So there was no benefit for him to move. So that's why it gave him a better leverage to go back there and negotiate that 400,000 more, so to make it worthwhile for him to move. You see, there is this more than just doing your tax. It's about how to treat your tax, how to look at your income, your hard-earned income, so to make sure you channel the tax you are getting back to something more useful, more beneficial, and to create more wealth for yourself, for your future. That's all our tax course is about.